What is going on, everybody? Quake here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm doing a triple threat Super 6 unsacking. We've got June, July, and August just came in the mail, and we're going to go ahead and look at all of these. I have not peeked in the sacks, but I have unboxed them for this video. Reason being, I want to compare baits because this is all kind of around these 3 months, our topwater, shallow, and I want to see the variety of baits that we get in these sacks. Also, it also shows you the variety that 6th Sense has to offer people when you get the subscription. I also have a new ring light behind me that I'm going to be trying out. If I have to get 1 more, 2 more, you let me know how you think of the lighting. I really want to get the studio set up and have the best lighting possible. So let me know what you think of the lighting for this. If I should add more or not in the comments after this, I would appreciate it. Also, if you like this video and the content, please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button. And after this is all said and done as well, leave a comment telling me what you thought of the baits or what your favorite one was. You know, I really like the feedback. I really like engaging with everybody and talking to everybody that leaves comments. I try my best to always respond and answer. So yeah, without further ado, let's start looking at these. So the first one we're gonna look at is June. June has the best bag by far, hands down. Green's my favorite color. It wins. Got that hunter green and that copper embroidery right there with their logo. Really, really awesome looking. So first thing in here, Movement 80 Wake, 5/8 of an ounce, 80 millimeters, dive 0 to 1 feet, and it is in the 4K bluegill. Now, I've actually had one of these tied up recently because I do have another one of these, and I have been trying a lot more topwater while the bite is good, and I can't wait to get a bite on here. I've been obsessed with it ever since I got the bite on the Plip Plop and on that walking bait, the 3 Mile Island from New Hope Fishing Lures. So I've been chasing all sorts of topwater bites lately. It's got that nice knock in there. Beautiful coloration, sticky hooks as always. I always hook myself. It's got that green here, that beautiful body here, the gill, the pattern right here with the striping, that iridescent blue that's around the eyes here, that really bright orange, and that pearl belly. It's a really, really good forage bait mimic. It's gonna slay fish, and I can't wait to get on them. Next we have a Crush Flat 75X in the Ghost Pro Shad. It's kind of got this grayish top to it, like almost like a metallic gunmetal. Has a little bit of a pearlescent purple lavender that goes through it. It's a clear body too, which I like that with these baits because a lot of bait fish are actually clear. You can see through their body. So I like how a lot of baits are starting to look like that, more natural. And as you can tell, it has those flat sides. Doesn't seem to have too much noise in there, but you can see the weight distribution right here. Really nice looking flat-sided square bill. And 2 to 5 feet, as I said. So that is that shallow to going into that medium range depth. So right off the bat, we have a topwater walking bait, 0 to 1, and then we have that shallow to mid. Next up, we have green pumpkin prawns. It's a nice creature bait. Grab one out of here. There's that prawn right there. Awesome looking bait. Let's pull it apart here. 1, 2, and now you can see it's got more flappage going on there. The appendages are all split apart, and it has a nice action. Good for flipping, good for trailers, and these have their nice little movements here too. It's a nice profile bait, and it is one of the coolest looking baits on a jig trailer that I've seen. I actually just lost one today fishing. So pretty sure I hooked into a rock a little too hard thinking it was a fish, and let's just say I had to break off. So next in here we have a Movement L7 in thread fin shad. This is a 3 to 6 foot, so that's that shallow to medium range. Got that nice copper nose on there. Green, these hooks are extremely sharp. Blue and the gold highlights, that shad dot. It's got that nice knock in there. Another one of those baits where it's right in that range. Like I said, walking top waters, shallow jigs and that kind of stuff. This June bag is already living up to the type of stuff that it should be. Next, we have an Axis Metal 2.0. All right, so we got another one, and this one's in shad scales. This is extremely awesome. This is 2 to 5 feet. This is that shallow, medium depth running again. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love the look of that. It's got a little bit of noise, not too much. Very, very sharp hooks. And that metal bill there, that pivots, is the star of this bait. That is why it's the Axis Metal 2.0. It pivots on that axis, has a very wide hunting action. I've actually tried one. I wasn't able to get it on camera, but I have tried one, and it looks sick. I love that green on top of there. Every time I see that green, that like that emerald, it's just really, really awesome. Love that. And I love the fact that I got another Axis, because for a long, long time they were sold out all over the website. Next, we have a Crush 50S Silent in 2 to 5 feet. And this one is the Green Pumpkin Gill. Now this is really sweet. It has this chartreuse kind of bottom with that dark green pumpkin here and those highlights of blue here in the cheek and those nice gills. And as you can hear, if I can hold that and hold this one, it is silent. There we go. I got all of them now. It is completely silent. And that just changes it up a little bit from loud, obnoxious stuff that other people might be throwing around you. Change it up to where it's just silent. Next, we have some jugular hooks, a 5-piece, and that is a 4-aught. Awesome to see some hooks. And last but not least in here, we have some Divine swim baits and 3.8 sexified shad. And that's what that looks like. That nice chartreuse, that blue, that silver fleck in there. And it has a little bit of black as well. For a minute there I thought I saw gold, but there is no gold. But really awesome. And those jugular hooks, I mean, you could use it to hook one of these on there and run it weedless. Let this fall, swim it at the top. It would work for any water depth that you decide. Because these jugular hooks, they're actually, you know, if you can see here, I'll take one out. These are actually pretty thick, heavy hooks. So they got some weight to them. So doing it weightless, there's gonna be enough weight with the hook and the bait to where if you just let it sit there for a minute, it's gonna go to wherever you want it to be and slow roll it and swim it on the bottom, in the middle, and on the top as a top water bait. And with those prawns, you could do the same thing. Weedless, throw it out there, let it sink to the bottom, kind of pop it, kind of just give it a little bit of darts as you slowly, steady retrieve it. All sorts of different styles that you can do with all of these baits. And that was an awesome, awesome sack for June. All right, so now that the June one is done, we'll set this aside and we'll go ahead and look at July. July comes in the black bag with the white logo, another cool looking bag. And just in case I haven't mentioned, which I don't think I have, the subscription for 1 month, because that's what I do, is $36.99, and you definitely get your money's worth out of these baits. If you would like, in one of these videos when I do like one of the 1 month subscriptions and I do it that month, I'll price everything at the end like I do the mystery tackle boxes from Walmart and just show you that you're getting the best value for that price when it comes to these baits. But let's go ahead and get into here. First thing we're going to pull out is that Crush 250 MD, that medium, that 5/8 ounce right here in the chartreuse sungill. Right there, look at that. Got that blue on the top there, that kind of Spanish bone looking color here, that little orange dot, the shad dot. It's got some nice knock in there. This is the medium diving crankbait, probably 5 to 8 feet if I'm guessing. Let's see if it actually says on here. 7 to 11 feet. So that would be their medium range, is going to be 7 to 11 feet. Now that makes sense because in July it gets a little bit hotter and some of the fish, they might come up and corral some of the bait fish, but then they might back off and go a little bit into the deeper ridges of the water. So you might find them in that medium section right there. So right off the gate, a good bait. Next we have a Splashback 70. I have not gotten any of these on their own. I have not bought any, and to get one in this sack is awesome. So there we have another Topwater. That's another month where still Topwater is kicking and hitting hard. And this is Black Magic. This is one of the best colors that they have. This is one of the best type of colors to use on a super sunny day, and I am super excited to get this out of the water very soon now. Look at that, the Splashback. Got that nice little feathered treble there on the back. There's no sound in it, but look at that cup. I mean, it's just gonna spit water and make all sorts of commotion. Super, super excited to receive this, and I cannot wait to fish this. Like I said, I've been on a crazy topwater blow-up hunt on different types of lures. Frog fishing is still my favorite, but I am trying to expand and try different things and get different types of bites. And so far, I've been having a blast doing it. Next, we've got some black and blue flake clout. Another good color for the stained waters. You know, just a good profile. I've shown off a lot of clouts. They've got that diamond pattern, but that is just an awesome look. I mean, just look at the way that it sits right there. Awesome for wacky. It's going to be awesome on Carolina, Texas rig. Just an all-around awesome work. Next, we have another Axis 2.0. This is awesome. This is a chartreuse blackback. I know that for sure because I believe I have some other ones in this exact same color. But again, they're throwing in another Axis. Look at that thing. That has a little bit of a rattle in there. That metal, these are sharp. That metal bill pivots on its axis. Little orange right here with that chartreuse, just a little bit something else to have it come and trigger this area, so it's gonna bite it right at the best spot. Awesome, awesome to get another Axis. Like I said, a lot of times these are sold out all over the website when they come in. It's hard to keep them in. So to get them in 2 monthly sacks back to back is absolutely awesome. And I think I might have actually gotten one in the one prior to June. I think May's might have had the bluegill colored one. I think so. I'd have to go back and look at my own video to see. But let's continue in here. Next, we have a Crush 50X. It's another shallow one. This one is in the 4K shad. I already like the way this looks. Got that purple iridescent going on, that kind of gold green, this kind of like smokiness going on in the back here. Really digging that. The shad dot, the textures on here, the pearl. It's got that little bit of rattle to it. Got those lifelike hunting eyes there that have that holographic kind of stuff going on in there. Prismatic. Really, really awesome looking Crush 50X. One that I'm probably going to be throwing here very soon because one of the lakes that I've just been recently at, I actually saw for the first time their bait fish, and they are shad just like this. And for the longest time, I thought it was just minnows that people would release that they didn't use while they were fishing for crappie or something there. So there are those there too, but I specifically saw shad. Next, we have a pack of Stroker Craws in watermelon candy. pull one of these out, pop that off there, pop that off there, and as you can see, that's how it looks. Really, really awesome color too. It's got that black, purple, green fleck in there with that nice green pumpkin body to it, or as they call it, the watermelon. It's so contrasted when you look at the body. When you look down in the claw here, the claw, can't speak. When you look at the claw down here, you can tell it's watermelon. But when you look at the body, a lot of times, you know, it's more concentrated, so it kind of looks green pumpkin, or at least in this lighting it does. Awesome, awesome bait that is also good on as a jig trailer, chatterbait trailer, or by itself. Flipping and pitching, Carolina rig, Texas rig. Get in your package. I've never had so much of a fight with a packaging. There, got it. You will not defeat me. And there's two more things in here. So, I've got a Divine hybrid jig here, ½ ounce in candy bluegill, which is going to pair up really nicely with that watermelon candy stroker craw. Put that on the back of that, you're going to have yourself one heck of a jig, which, considering that I just lost one of my swim jigs, as Justin Royal would call them, swim jig, I definitely needed some more of these, so awesome to see that. And then I also have in here some wacky rig hooks. So nice to see some terminal tackle. It's going to go good with those clouts. Wacky rig is another one of those summertime rigs that just work really, really well. And that black and blue clout is going to be killer on those. So that's going to be it for July. Now let's go into August. Now, as you can see, there's still a trending pattern here. You still have topwater, you still have stuff that can go down in the bottom, you have the swim baits, you have the shallow and medium cranks. That popper's awesome, the wake bait for right on top of topwater, and the wacky rig with the clout, that's gonna be killer. So far, June and July have lived up to the expectations of what you should be using during those months. So now let's look into August and finish off this video. I know this one's gonna run a little bit long, so I appreciate you sticking with me, and I appreciate every single one of you in general for being a part of my channel and helping me grow, and I cannot wait to bring more adventures, especially with all this stuff that we're taking out right now. So, let's go. First thing we have is some Plum Fleck Divine Shaky Worm 3.6 or 6.3 inch, a 10 count. They don't shy you out on some baits. They give you some baits in some packages. Look at that Plum Fleck. I love that. What is that, blue? Yeah, it's got that sapphire and black in there with that ruby red kind of color. That is beautiful, man. That is sick. Throw that on one of their shaky heads and watch that little bevel club tail just go crazy as you're popping it around in the water. Really, really awesome. I'm really digging that color. Oxblood is still my favorite color in their soft plastics that they make, but this one is a pretty close second runner-up right now, because I'm digging the way that looks, especially being able to see it with this light and how it's shown through there a lot better. I really like that. Next, we've got some more prawns, and this is Green Pumpkin Burst. Yeah, look at that. Green Pumpkin Burst. Let's separate those. You know, got to get those appendages separated. I like that. It's like that disco. It's got gold in there. It's got prismatic, so they just change color like rainbow fleck, so it's a prismatic flake. I really like that because you get a little bit of everything with that gold in there. This really, really stands out. This is a really killer color. That's a really killer color. I like that a lot. Well done, 6 cents. Well done. That's a standout color. That's definitely going to mimic a bluegill really, really well, or any type of the sunfish, panfish kind of like natural forage. That's killer right there. Next, we've got a Crush 100, and it dives 2 to 5 feet. So another shallow to getting into that medium. It's got that my favorite green on top there. This smoky kind of black and white coloration. It is a see-through body too. I don't know if you can see that through my finger or not. The prismatic hunting eyes there. It's got a nice rattle. Really, really good looking bait. It's a little bit bigger than the Crush 50s. So it's gonna give it a little bit more of something to look at, maybe a little bit bigger of a meal it'll think, and come and crash into this. I'm digging that color. What was that again? Shad Burst. I don't even think I said it. Shad Burst. Oh, look at that. I didn't even see that. Man, that lavender purple. I thought there was some yellow in there too. It looks like there might be a little bit of yellow around the purple there that goes into that pearl. That is sick. Really, really like that color. There are a lot of colors that are really, really standing out. All right, dude, I'll put you back in there later. Next, we have a Quake 70 in the grass sunfish. I believe I ordered one of these when I saw them first drop. It was a new color not too long ago. Look at that. Kind of like a hybrid pumpkin seed kind of look going on. Super, super loud. And this thing with the grass kind of dissipating and going away, these are going to be pretty killer. You're not going to get caught up in as much of the grass. And I mean, they do cut through the grass pretty well, but these are going to be really good right along those weed lines where there's still some of that grass and those weeds. Because right now in August, going into September, which is tomorrow, they're going to be going towards whatever leftover top water foliage and structures that are around, rocks, anything that they can go to kind of chill in, to hide from the sun and chase up the bait fish and chill around things that they're familiar with. That's where they're going to be going. So fishing right along those weed lines, fishing on top of the weeds that are on top of the top water until they go away, fishing areas where you know there's structure. That's where the bass are going to be chilling, and that's where they're going to be ambushing and eating. They're also going to be pushing the bait fish up into like the little coves and inlets and stuff like that. So always watch and see where the wind is going and traveling. That's my rule of thumb. I watch to see where the wind is blowing, because usually the bait fish follow the way that the water's going and they go that direction, and the bass chase them right up in there. At least it's been usually true for where I've been a lot recently. Next up in here, we have, this is sick. This is a Swank 77X in bleeding shad. I'm gonna read this because this is new to me. It's that L-bill, like that hybrid L-bill style crank, but I wanna read this. It says the 6 cent Swank Crank 77X crankbait takes power cranking to the next level by allowing you to cover water with a unique new sound and action. The L-style bill with loud rattles is uniquely designed, causing this crankbait to swim erratically in a natural horizontal swimming action through depths of 2 to 5 feet. One of the most notable features of the Swank is the ability to burn and rip out of grass or hydrilla with ease due to the design of the bill and diving angle. However, do not doubt its ability to crank rocks, stumps, and brush, as this unique action and sound can entice more bites over traditional square bills. Fitted with premium super sharp black nickel hooks and top of the line paint schemes, the Swank Crank 77X is a power fishing bait that is sure to change the game of cranking. Now, that right there is a mouthful, but truth. Look at that thing. And it is loud. I mean, that is super loud. And that's that L-bill right there. So its ability to rip through the grass is better, but still being able to beat up into stuff. And I had just gotten one sent to me from New Hope Fishing Lures that I caught that little guy on, and it was beating up in the rocks there, and it caught. So it does deflect off rocks. I can say that these style bills do that. But I'm gonna have to rip it through some grass and see exactly how well it actually rips through there. But I mean, I'm barely even moving this thing. It is loud. It's got a big bead in there. It's got little beads in there. This thing is sick though. Look at that chrome, that blue, that gold, that shad, that bleed. Sick. Sick looking bait. Next, we have the Curve Finesse Square Bill, 1 to 3 feet in the Pro Blue. And I can already see that this body is see-through and it's prismatic. It's got like a holographic kind of body texture. The belly is pearl with some orange. There you can see, I don't know if you can see my finger through there or not, but it is clear, but it has a prismatic holographic kind of coating inside the plastic or maybe on the outside, however they made it and designed it. Awesome little crank for ponds especially. This works really well, but it also works good in lakes too. That smaller profile, still getting that action of a traditional square bill, just smaller downsized profile, and this looks more like a bait fish than most normal square bills that I have gotten so far in here. There's 2 patterns so far that I think it was that shad burst and this one. They're that clear, that more mimicking a bait fish more than anything else, and I think that's going to be a game changer in baits. I really like that they're doing this. Got a nice sound to it, super sharp, really awesome, and that is one of those more shallower diving. Let's see, what do we got? We got one more thing in here? Yep, one more thing in here. The last thing in here is some Gill Dust Divine Swim Baits. 3.2. You take one out. Look at that. The Gill Dust. Really good looking color as I drop it all over the place. It's got that red, purple, black fleck in there. And it is like a green, I'd say it's a green pumpkin body. Mimics a gill pretty well. Like a red breast. Be really good on the back of the bluegill swim jigs that they have, and I think there's even a braided bluegill fire or something like that. This would pair very well with, along with the actual Divine swim bait that is called that. I forget the exact name of it, but yeah, if you go on their website, you'd be able to see what I'm talking about. And that was it. So. And that bag was like a Crown Royal bag, that purple and yellow. My wife's gonna end up stealing this one from me for her makeup or something, I know it. But there we have it. All this stuff here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, but all this stuff. 3 months worth. Definitely withheld the standing of baits to use during those months. They really knocked it out of the park, and you got to see a lot of the baits that they make themselves. You know, it's not like a Monster Bass and Mystery Tackle Box where it's a bunch of different brands. This is all the same brand. These are all different types of baits that they make, and this isn't even half of what they make. Awesome stuff here. I cannot wait to get it out on the water, especially these shad looking ones. Like here's that shad burst. These ones here, like in that little one right here, cannot wait to throw those right now because the shad are being chased by crappie, they're being chased by bass, they're being chased by everything right now. Like I could see the flashes of crappie going crazy, and I had no micro stuff with me, and what I was trying to throw at them the other day, they wanted no part of. That's why there's no footage of it. But yeah, super excited to get back out on the water. I look forward to it. Thank you for sitting through this video. Like I said, I know it was a long one. If you skipped through it, I understand. There is a lot of stuff that I went over today. I will try to make the videos not as long and be back up to the normal unsacking for the month. I just wanted to do something a little bit different and show 3 months worth and show what you got. Plus, look at the axis. Always almost sold out all over the site, always. Back-to-back months. Could have been 3 months if I'm thinking right. Plus you got some terminal tackle, the wacky hooks, the jugular hooks, all sorts of soft plastics, hard baits. There's a mixture of everything. And that is one reason why I really enjoy throwing the 6th Sense products, and I can't wait to get more bites on video. I've gotten some on my Instagram. I've got some in my phone that are just pictures. Video footage will be coming soon. So, with that being said, thanks for sticking with me, and I will catch you all later.